Hello, everybody, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget, give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and tell a friend. Come and join us here in the live chat. Today, we are doing Married at First Sight, Australia, Season 12, Episode 9 and 10. So we're playing catch up, but we're making this easier so that we can split it up between 2 days because it's a lot for one show. All right, so Jamal, you've
A
watched.
mess. But I will say this though, we've been getting like like you say, tittle tattle on the IG, right?
Mhm.
And without watching the episodes, it can make you feel some sort of way. But after watching these episodes, some of my opinions have changed. I'll put it that way.
Okay, well let's dig right into it. So, can you believe that we're on episodes 9 through 12 already and it just started?
I mean, hey, this is what we do over here at the Mass Australia.
Oh my God. So we are 2 weeks into this experiment. Um, and already things are falling apart. Actually, let me share a screen grab because, well, not really a screen grab, because we used to do this last year, and I wanna continue in that tradition. We're doing the countdown. Hold on. We're doing the countdown of who stays and who's gone. Okay, so right now we have Lauren and Elliot gone. We have Katie and Tim gone, and our latest casualties of love, Ashley and what was his name, Jake.
Yes.
They are gone. So sad, so sad. So let me just take this down. Oh God, I hate this. No, wrong. Mm, cancel. Oh my God. Stop. There we go. I'm a little out of it today. My computer totally crashed. Um, it's on its last legs. My work computer, not my home computer. So I've had a very draining day. So okay, who do we who do we want to start with? Oh, do we start with the commitment ceremony in this episode?
Yes.
Okay, so first up on the couch, we have oof. Ashley. Do we have Ashley and Jake first up on
On
the
this,
couch?
were they first? No. I want to say it was Paul and
Oh,
Karina.
hold on. The reason why I have Ashley and Jake at the top of my thing, um, this is where she confesses to him that she went and blabbed her mouth over what he said during the picture ranking
Yeah, they so they so
thing.
they rehashed the previous episode because she did tell him to his face before
Hmm.
they went to the ceremony, and he was
Hmm.
like, "Oh, okay," and he acted like it was all good that he understood.
Yeah, but in his talking head, he said, "I lost my trust for her."
Right,
So
he lied.
I think that influenced his decision
Of
when we
course he
get to
did.
the couch.
Of course he did.
Oh my God. And so then we go through some other people like Karina and Paul, they're happy. Athena and Adrian, they still not working out their issues. And she's actually saying that she realizes that when he smiles at her, she caves. Girl, stop. Um, Katie and Tim. Can you imagine that Bobo came back? Um,
But
so
Katie made me mad though. So she's one of the people I did have an issue with, but we'll get to her in a minute.
okay, so everyone enters the room for the commitment ceremony, and we actually start the experts start with their little intros, and then next thing you know, we see Tim waddling in, um, and everyone is just like dead silent when he walks in. John looks pissed that he was interrupted, but I digress. All right, so first up on the couch we have Karina and Paul. I feel like the second shoe is going to drop with him. I just don't know why. Um,
Because it's too good to be true. That's why.
yeah, it is. I and this is and this is not like how Jules and Cam was. Jules and Cam, like you realize that they were real. These two, I I have my doubts about, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because he didn't have good tailoring on his trousers at the wedding, and I haven't let it go.
No, you haven't, and you won't. So,
It's
I mean,
so petty. It's so petty. But they think that they've been given a second chance being brought together on the show. And again, that's something else that I can't believe, because how do they have two couples that knew each other beforehand? I don't know. I don't trust this production team or these experts or these contestants. I just don't.
no, it's just Debbie side eyeing everybody.
Do you have anything to say about them? Because I really don't.
Well, no, because it's they're like notice how they set them up first, right? You start with
Mhm.
a feel good story, quote unquote, the couple you want to root for, yada yada yada, second chances, blah blah blah, and then
Mhm.
we get into the mess. So pretty much this couple is basically like great value, Cam and Jules. So like
Mhm.
they're like, we're gonna give y'all at least one kind of real couple to root for, and then we'll
Mhm.
bring on the train wrecks. That's the way I'm looking at them this season so far.
Okay.
Until Paul's ex girlfriend from 3 weeks ago comes out and spills the beans.
Oh my god. Oh Lord. Let that be it, because the stuff that I'm hearing about the rest of these bobos is quite daunting.
or they bring his ex girlfriend who broke his heart onto the show as an intruder bride or some shit like that.
Oh good Lord, you really do want chaos on this show.
I'm like,
Um
if we gonna go with like the production, let's just produce it big. Come on now.
oh my Lord. But they asked them if they've been intimate, and she says she made him wait until it was comfortable for them to do it.
So she made
So
him wait. She made him wait 6 hours, but okay.
stop. She says that they have slept together, but it wasn't the first night. So see,
She waited
eh,
36 hours.
shut up. Both of these, both Karina and Paul both voted to stay, so they're staying. Next up on the couch is Ree and Jeff. This is the other couple that met prior to coming on this show. Um, but they're a little different. Whereas Karina and Paul only, like, they met online, they met to go hiking, and then he ghosted her, even though the story changed. The story changed. Rhea and Jeff have pretty much stuck to their story. Um, they were a booty call. They met at the gym. They were a booty call for about a month. They were, bumping and grinding. And then it kind of fell away. So they are trying to get to know each other as like the first time, but she's trying to get over her disappointment of not coming into the experiment with somebody unknown. Girl, be
Right.
grateful that you know him. Like, he wasn't that bad. Um, they admit that they haven't slept together yet, because she's scared that it will fizzle out after they have sex.
Here's the problem with this couple though. Sorry
Ooh,
to cut you off.
no, no,
I didn't
no.
mean to.
Hey. Uh-huh.
The issue with this couple is they're not discussing why it fizzled out. They have not addressed that
Mhm.
yet. That's
Yeah.
an issue. I think it's gonna be a key issue because I'm going back a little bit to his her letter, right? She's
Uh-huh.
like, basically, blah blah blah. You're great. I'm great. Yada yada. We make a good team. Blah blah blah. Right. But towards the end of the letter, she said, if things are going to progress even further, you're gonna have to make the first move. She wants to take it slow, but she's ready. But he's got to be the one to initiate. So my feeling is, it's not that y'all ended so amicably. It's more
Mhm.
that he stopped communicating with you because she's talking about progressing. He's talking about respecting her and taking it slow.
Mhm.
But she's giving all the pheromones, all the signs, stuff like that. She's not giving Sierra signs, mind you, but she's giving him the
Mhm.
signs. But he's trying to be made. Oh, I want to remain respectful. Shut up! Y'all have already slept together. It's cool to be respectful, but when she's giving the signals, you
Mhm.
need as men need to take that sign and initiate and let her push you back because she's giving him like all the positive signals. Like she's yeah, I feel like something's up with Jeff.
Interesting. Well, during episode 9, we find out on the couch that they have been flirting, and they had a kiss, one kiss. So they had their first kiss since last year when they were the booty call.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they said the wheels are turning, turning slowly. He wants to be with her. He compliments her whenever she's getting dressed, and he's like, "That's my wife." And both of these bobos decide to stay on in the experiment. Isn't that wonderful?
I mean, okay, here's the thing. It's cute. It's a nice
Mhm.
story, but they are going to struggle if they don't talk about why it fizzled out. It's going to be a roadblock. You can't progress
Mhm.
when you have a past. You can't progress with the future when there really was no. It doesn't seem there was any closure to the last relationship. So y'all they need to close out that relationship in order to
Mhm.
have a future relationship. Otherwise, it's not going to work because she's already showing insecurity about it fizzling out, which leads me to believe, like I said before, that he's the one who kind of cut communication with her and not the other way around. And it wasn't like kind of quote unquote amicable. Yeah, it's easy to be amicable in a split like, if neither of you are talking to each other. I mean, it's kind of hard to argue with no communication.
Mm. Mhm. Very good point. Very good point. But do you think that they're worth staying on, or do you think they should have left? Bless you.
Thank you. I mean, we're not that far in. We've already lost what, three couples. I mean, they can stay for a little bit, but they're going to have to really dig a little deeper. Like,
Mhm.
and the thing is though, she is probably going to have to be the initiator of the conversation because she's the one who kind of has the issue.
But if he's not making the first move, doesn't that indicate he has an issue too? Or if he's the one who left her, doesn't that mean he has
Yes,
an issue too?
I don't think it's so much I don't look at it as an issue. I just looked at it. I look at it as more. No, let me take that back. They both have different issues. I'll
Mhm.
put it that way. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Okay. Good. 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 All right. So next up on the couch is Oh, hold on a second. I know I forgot something. Next up on the couch is Ashley and Jake. Oh my God. These two idiots. The wedding was great. It was lovely. Wow. But then the photo ranking task, which basically takes down most people on this show, regrettably. Um, they talk about that, and Ashley brings up the comments that Jake said about the women. And she said she knows that he's not saying it with malice, but it was extremely insensitive. And she says that she told him that she shared it with another couple, which was Sierra and Billy. And so then she gives him the floor and he speaks. And Billy, like I think he tries to start off with an excuse, and Billy wasn't having it. He kind of jumped in and said, I don't like what you said about my wife. Um, Billy has a lot of. My mind has changed on Billy, but I think that's a side topic. Um,
Oh, in my opinion, Billy has really changed, and it puts the whole cheating thing in perspective a little bit for me, but in the context of
Mhm.
reality TV. I'm gonna put that caveat there. I'm gonna say I would, Deb. Let's play tinfoil hat time because I want
Uh-huh.
your opinion. Okay,
Yeah.
are we do we really think that Ashley just happened to wander down to Sierra's room to tell them what Jake said? Do we believe that? Because I'm gonna put your cap on. I'm putting your tinfoil hat on now. I think production sent her down there because
Well,
what they saw was like, oh, he's seen a lot of mess, but we came. They don't do beam footage during the
uh-huh.
commitment ceremony. They say, oh, this is too good to pass up. She's trying to signal him not to shut his mouth. He ain't doing it. So it actually well, I think production put Ashley down there to talk to Sierra. My opinion.
Hmm. Now, eh, my opinion on all of this has been formulated based on what I heard in the streets.
Oh, okay.
That they set up Jake. They made Jake redo the photo ranking scene over and over and over again,
Uh huh.
telling him to say something, better, do it better, say something spicy, say something this, and that's what he ended up with. Is what he said
Oh,
after so many takes, and
is that the
then
multiple take? Is that the multiple take fill towel I was hearing about recently somewhere?
yes, and on top of
Oh,
that, Ashley was the one who had said that Jackie had crazy eyes and it was a joke. So then he repeated what she said, and then
oh,
she was like, what? And she was pretending
wow.
like she didn't say it.
Oh, that's so bad.
And so then remember she said that they got into a really big argument, and then she went down the hall. She drank too much and went down the hall to Billy's place
Uh huh.
and to talk to Sierra.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so if y'all had this whole argument after this photo ranking thing, so y'all waited till the cameras left to have this argument? Because they only had a
Right.
small part of it. But you remember when he was on the bed and she was standing up in front of the kitchenette and she was telling him that what he said was insensitive and not nice to the other ladies,
Yes, I remember
and
that.
he got up to go towards the bathroom, but remember he slightly turned towards the camera and he kind of gestured with his hand, and I think that was him saying, this is all y'all fault because you kept making me repeat myself.
I do semi recall that actually.
Yes, before he went into the bathroom, he got up from the bed and he kind of turned towards the camera and he gestured with his hand, and then he went into the bathroom and he was done. They showed one clip of her pouring a glass of wine. And then all of a sudden, this story came up that she went and told Sierra and Billy. However, she didn't. She waited days. She waited till the day of the commitment ceremony to tell him, which seems like a long time from the photo challenge. Like she didn't tell him right away. So the timeline is broken.
Right. I can go. I can definitely go with that.
And he has come out and done a video saying exactly what happens. I don't think either one of these two really liked each other because think about it. He ranked her like fourth.
Right.
He came in here with Tim syndrome, one in short, petite, blonde, and something other
Caucasian.
than the one that I was hooked up with.
Right.
I don't think they had any chemistry. I think they matched them because they're both teachers. Big whoop. Stop doing that. It doesn't work.
Agreed.
Um, if that's the case with Jake and Ashley, then why she acted so innocent and shocked? Again, she was hamming up for the camera because they kept on telling them redo it, redo it, redo it.
Basically, what they told them, like, y'all are too boring, and if
Mm-hmm,
you don't give us something more than you're giving, we cutting you out the episode.
mm-hmm. So the pressure is on from production to go on this show, and you have to perform. They were not performing, and he got in trouble for it. Period. Um, Billy, in the middle of of Jake's apology, is like, I don't like what you said about my wife. I don't like how you said that she would be at the end of the bed with a knife. Um, Jake says, I think everyone here is beautiful and lovely. Um, Billy said, I also heard what you said about the other women. It just got really childish for me. But anyway, everything was disclosed. They asked Ashley what her decision is, and she actually says stay. And Jake opened up his thing and he said leave. He was done with her when she told him in the apartment that she had broken, that she had went and told the others and broke his trust. I do believe he had a point with that, because Ashley could have kept that to herself and let everybody find out about it when it was filmed. I think production coached her into going down and telling somebody, because once you tell one couple in this show, it spreads throughout the entire cast.
But she actually played this very, very wrong. Okay, even if production coached her right,
Mm-hmm.
where she failed was once production coached her and production left.
Mm-hmm.
She was supposed to have, like, not pillow talk. She was supposed to have, like, fleece comforter talk with Jake, and tell him, like, look, just so you're aware, this is what production wants me to do. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow production, but I'm giving you a heads up just to keep, so you're not blindsided. That's where she went wrong, in my opinion, because had she gone to him before she had gone to Sierra and Billy's, he would have trusted her. He'd be like, okay, this is my wife. She's riding for me. She's not gonna let me walk in and get ate up. That's where she went wrong. That's how I see it, at least.
Right, but these two Bobos did not come into this saying, okay, we don't really like each other, but we need to stay on this show for the long
But
haul. So
yes,
you and I got to have our backs and know that production is going to be against us because we're boring. So we got to stick together. That's what these two didn't do.
agreed. Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
100%. You were supposed to come in with a united front
Yep.
of some sort.
Mm-hmm. So as you know, on this show, they can vote to leave the experiment, but both of them have to say leave in order to get out. Because Ashley said stay and Jake said leave, they have to stay in for another week. Unfortunate. Next up on the couch is, hold on, Jamie and Dave. I like these two a lot. These are another two that I think are really genuine, and I would be heartbroken if they're not.
Yes, agreed. I like them. I like Jamie for her outgoingness. I like him because he's kind of
Mhm.
quiet. They just
They,
match really. They match
they
really
balance each
well.
other. Yeah, they balance each other. I love that he called her his little backpack. Um, I thought that was intimate and cute all at the same time. Um, she's just being herself, and he like takes joy in her being herself, and she pulls she pulls something out of him that allows him to engage more. and
Agreed.
and because I think he has been very much an introvert, she's a maximum extrovert, And so she allows him to be a small extrovert, and then he goes back to being an introvert and watches her do all of her things. I think he fully accepts her and she fully accepts him. They're very cute together.
Agree. I think what it is that she allows him to be himself. He doesn't feel like she's so extroverted.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't feel the pressure of
Mm-hmm.
like bringing an extrovert because she's enough for both of them. But
Mm-hmm.
it also allows him the space to like slowly come out of his shell. It's like he has like a buffer basically. That's the best way I can put
Mm-hmm. Ah, that's a good way to put it. I like that. Um, both of them decide to stay. I hope they make it. Even more than Karina and Paul. I hope that these two make it because they come across as more genuine than Karina and Paul for me. And I don't know why.
because Karina and Paul have met before, and it seems like there was a sneaking suspicion. I'm tinfoil hat time, everybody. It seems like they both have been in communication before the show, and probably cooked up the scheme to come on the show together. I think that
Mm.
could be it. Because they feel like you're too comfortable.
Mm.
Like we'll get to the next episode
Hmm.
and I'll tell you why I feel that way.
Okay. Okay. All right. So next up on the couch is Sierra and Billy. Um, they comment that their honeymoon and wedding were good. Sierra starts to talk about her insecurities and that she's not used to a nice guy like Billy. Billy likes that she's confident and he likes how she doesn't take life too seriously. Um, he's felt that he's opened up a lot with her because remember he confessed about his lack of a relationship with his dad, and he felt that she was understanding in that instance. Both of them vote to stay. I like I don't understand how she's saying that she has insecurities, but he's saying that he likes her confidence. Who is he
Remember though,
talking about?
but remember what she said. She says her when we met her in her package, she
Uh-huh.
said her outward persona is
Mm-hmm.
confident. She comes across as confident, but when you get past that layer, that shell, she's insecure. So I get that he's going off of her external, but he contradicts himself too by saying that because he even said like I know just in the last episode he's like I know Sierra has her insecurities during the
Mm-hmm.
photo ranking challenge. He's like I
Mm-hmm.
know she has her insecurities, but I hope me putting her first and only will give her the confidence that this we're a good thing. So yeah, he contradicts
Mm-hmm.
himself too.
But here's the thing that she said for me that stuck out. She's not used to a nice guy like Billy. I was like, what you saying? You're not used to a nice guy, so you like guys that treat you like trash? It makes so much sense what's going to happen.
She okay, you know what it is, and I hope you follow me on this.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Athena are the very similar, which is why Adrian's also attracted to Sierra.
Mm-hmm. But
Beautiful with
I think what she said on this couch set up the antenna for Adrian for his next target because he's already conquered Athena and he's bored with her because she keeps talking.
true,
So his next target is Sierra, based on what she said here.
right?
I think he seeks out insecure women so that he can run his game on them.
Oh yeah, he's mad. He's mad with Athena because he thought Athena was insecure, but she's not.
Well, he thought that she was stupid.
Stupid. Well, she wasn't stupid. She wasn't honest with herself. If she had just come out and said, like, you know what, we're not really getting along, but the sex is real good, so we just gonna make it work. If she just said that, I could
Hmm.
go with her. But her trying around like, it's because I'm a mom, and if a mom, blah 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 blah. Nah, girl, you know it's not. You know y'all are not a match, but the sex is good. Just say that and be done with it.
No, this is why I say I think he thinks she's stupid. It's in a later episode, but she
Mm,
says, all he has to do is smile at me and I forget what we're fighting about. And then
I remember that.
they bump
Hmm.
uglies.
True.
So he thinks, well, first of all, when she walked down the aisle and he saw her, she was like, oh, tits and ass. Okay, this
Right.
gonna be fun. Then he found out about the kid, and he's like, spoiled goods. She's somebody that I can have fun with,
Right.
but not take home.
Right.
And because she's spoiled goods, he don't really got to do nothing. She's gonna be Molly homemaker and cater to him because she wants him so desperately. Because remember what she said when she first saw him? Oh my God, you're too hot. You're so
And,
gorgeous.
and that was a mistake. I
It
thought that was a
was,
mistake.
but
Like,
he
you gave,
zones in on those things, and he takes advantage of them
but
against
he
these women.
But in fairness to him, though, he didn't have to zone in when she just offered the information, though, because she kept saying it over and
Hmm.
over and over and over. So if you're gonna give me the information, I may as well use it. Sorry.
And then on top of that, he told her the truth. He said, I don't think I can love your child as much as I can love my children. And
Right.
she then still proceeded to have sex with him again. Because remember, they had
Exactly.
already had sex. And she
Right.
continues to cave and continue to be intimate with him. Like he got the whole cow, the bucket, the milk, the stool, the farm. Like he got everything.
But can we be honest with this, though?
Hmm.
Athena knows what's up. Let's not play these type of
She
games.
does.
She knows what's up.
Mm-hmm.
She's playing for the camera, to stay and get. She's like, you know what? We're not a match. I've left my son. I'm gonna be paid for my pain. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
see her. She's not. Yeah, she's playing for the camera. Like, she knows who she's playing with.
But we have to be careful with that because she is I guess she's part of indigenous. I'm not sure, but she's got a strong family with her, like, and the kid. And I'm not sure if she was single. I would say, yeah, go ahead. But she is a mom. I don't think she comes over very well on this show.
I I'm not gonna say she doesn't come off very well. I think where I struggle with her, I prefer someone just to say a thing is a thing is a thing, and not
Mhm.
use like the fact that you're a mom and a child as kind of a crutch. If that makes
No,
sense.
what I'm saying is not coming over very well is that she is a mom. She says
Hmm.
she thinks she's a planner. She has to plan ahead and be a mom first.
Okay.
She's so mom oriented, and this
Hmm.
man has told you exactly what it is.
Oh, I
He's
got
not
you.
accepting your child or you.
I got you.
He's
Okay.
not accepting your child or you, and yet you're still pandering. You're still like, you should have said, okay, well then let's gear it back. We already took that final step, but let's gear it back. And until you can figure out your feelings towards me and my kid, we just gonna be roommates.
Now that angle, I completely see where you're coming from, and that makes complete sense.
Because she could have been caught up in all of the emotions of the wedding and everything, and accidentally slipped and fell on his pee-pee. But once the next day came and you're having that conversation with him, and the producers forced it with the box of questions, and he said that to you and you walked away, you still went and slept with him that night.
Hmm.
That's not coming across good to me,
I understand.
you know? But, you know, I guess yeah, both of them decide to stay, right? Wait, who were we talking about? We was talking about Sierra and Billy, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Well, we
yeah,
can.
both of them decided to stay. We went and sidetracked on somebody else, so I'm sorry, y'all. Um, we got Jackie and Brian next. Why are these two on this show?
I have no clue.
This idiot Brian comes up there and tells the experts, "I don't understand why you paired us together because we're not what we asked for."
No, what he
Like,
said was, like, I don't understand how you didn't listen to us. That was the killer part.
mm-hmm. And I really feel, I really feel Ryan doesn't understand social cues. He doesn't know how to
He
read the
doesn't.
room, and he doesn't
Exactly.
know how to be in a relationship. And
Nope.
he's putting all of this stuff that he's learned from God knows where about being a warrior. Like, how are you a warrior and you're supposed to protect your woman, but yet you do everything to hurt this girl? And she's as much of an idiot as him because she gets down and dirty with the pissing match trying to be alpha in a relationship. She reads her resume every chance she can get. It makes no sense to me, these two. Oh my
Very not
God.
not very demure, not very mindful. Like with Ryan, like anytime you make me agree with Jackie on anything, I'm like, you know what? Shut up.
I
These two are
don't
just
get
comic
it.
relief for me. They're just comic relief for the show, in my opinion.
I don't know. I don't get it. And I don't understand how they have a two-bedroom apartment. Do you notice that? Like, each of the apartments are
Yeah,
different. They said that they have a two-bedroom apartment. Tony and Morena have a one-bedroom. And then the rest of them, Paul and Corinna have a one-bedroom. But you look at Athena and Adrian, they have a studio. They doing these people dirty. Dirty. Mm. Wait, I'm in full agreement with the crazy eyes. With crazy eyes. Has anyone seen her eyes? I think she looks like an elf to me. I think her eyes might come to a point. Sorry, just saying. Tracy, Tracy. They are a ridiculous couple. They really are. But when she is doing tick for tat for him, she reminds me of the Grinch that stole Christmas. It's just very weird with them. Um, I think it was John who tells them that if they understand how difficult that they are to match with, and that basically they say in their complaint to the experts that the reason why they were matched, because they talk about a bunch of bullshit together. I don't know. Who cares? You meant her ears. Oh, I don't remember her ears. Has anyone seen her ears? I don't think she looks like an elf to me. Oh, you think she looks like an elf? I'm sorry, honey. Now you're gonna make me want to go and look at her ears. For the love of God. Who'sville vibe. Okay. Alrighty. So, and in the end, don't both of them vote to stay?
yes.
You come up to challenge the experts, and yet you're both gonna stay. Ridiculous. Okay. Oh my God, these two. Next up, we have Morena and Tony. Did you notice their body language when they got on the couch? Everybody else was sitting together except the two of them. They were sitting
Right.
apart. Tony gets 5 words in and says that the wedding was amazing. And then he says, Morena, and she makes a point of correcting him. They're a hard watch for me, and it's because of her.
Yes. She has a lot of baggage.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of baggage. that she's putting on him, because this is
Mhm.
the first time, like I said last time, this is probably like the first time in her relationship she actually got to say anything and feel
Mhm.
confident and comfortable.
Uh-huh.
That she's not let she doesn't let conversations breathe, if that makes sense. Like she'll
Mhm.
say something, he'll take a moment, and if he takes too long, she'll keep talking. Or if he does start to speak, she's trying to jump in and like, oh, this is what you mean. You
Mhm.
know? She doesn't let the conversation breathe. Like she doesn't let the conversation like just flow. You don't
Mhm.
always have to say something.
True. I agree with that. However, however, gutter talk, gutter titter tattle says that Morena found out that Tony was still married during their wedding.
Oh.
So I'm like, so is this the reason why you so aggressive? You trying to make him say what's going on?
Oh, that's an interest. That's a very interesting tittle tattle.
Or is she just mad like he's still married? It's just like my ex-husband because he cheated on me too. And look, you're cheating on me
Right.
on our wedding day. Like so many things was going through my head, which like, but still, if that's the case, and you this big grown vintage woman, like sit down and say, bitch, is you married? Now, um, to say all of this, these aren't legal marriages in Australia because Australian law requires both the bride and groom to present themselves when they're applying for the marriage license. So it has to be done ahead of time. And the premise of the show is that they don't know each other prior to getting married. So these are all pretend marriages. He's still married, Tracy. Yes. He in his at the beginning when they were like announcing who he was and all of that, he only spoke about one marriage. That's because he is still in his second marriage. So they I cannot with them. Um she over communicates a lot of garbage. She really does. Um Tony, I think he could communicate if he felt somebody was listening to him.
I
And
agree
that's
with
it.
that.
Yeah. He I think he's sleeping on the couch by now. Um both of them vote to stay. And Alessandra's telling them to have fun with each other. I don't think this woman knows how to have fun.
Right.
I don't. Let me see if I can find. Wait. There we go. All right, so they're both gonna stay. Next up, Athena and Adrian. I think we already went through
Yeah,
their
we did.
their stuff. They're just a mess. I want them to leave. I want her to start walking, the walk. He's
Right.
he's not a good match for you. But both of them, oh wait, on the couch, she starts talking about, he doesn't want to love my kid or something like that, and he starts actually like fully enunciating his words. Because if you notice when he's in the apartment, his accent is thick. Like they be putting up closed caption for him. It's so bad. In the streets, they're saying he has a learning disability. He's uneducated. That's why he didn't want to write the letter. And coming up in the next episodes, why he didn't want to play the game. Like they are dogging him out, and they said
Wow.
that when he came and gave that very eloquent rebuttal saying that I'm going to get to know her, and you could fall in love and all of this, they was like, who's that? His twin brother? And I was like, check the tattoos because they've got different tattoos.
Yep.
Girl, who are you sleeping with? Are you sleeping with both of them? It's scary, but he conned the experts and they're gonna stay. I, I don't know what to say about her. It's just stupid what she's doing. Um, I remember you saying that last season. Morena also said since they're dating, and I thought that was weird. Like, girl, you married, but now that makes sense. I'm thinking more. Yeah, no, it's not a legal ceremony at all. Messy for sure. Okay, she's a hard watch. Too loud for me. Yeah, she is. Who's up next? We see Katie and Tim. Hold on, let me see if I can find their. Here we go. Katie and Tim. They get on the couch. And well, actually, John summons the two of them to the couch. And I'm gonna let you describe what went on here because I couldn't figure out the fuck he was he was saying.
It was
Like,
weird.
it was
Like,
weird.
okay, here's Katie. There's where I have an issue with Katie. In her talking head, she's like, I hope he's there. Blah blah blah. But she was talking big CEO mess. I'm like, okay, you got this. Boom 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 boom. But when they got on when he walked in, she was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, I wasn't expecting him to be here. And she got all flustered. I'm like, okay, what's wrong with you? Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
You get on my nerves. Like, I'm gonna need you to pick a lane, either mouse or CEO. Pick one, stick with it. Then they get on the couch. They start talking. She's talking. He tries to interject. She's like, I'm not done speaking. I'm like, oops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Miss Ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a train wreck. There was, if you really think about it, there really wasn't much to this section, except for her
Mm-hmm.
telling him to be quiet and her saying what he got to say. She's all like, basically, he didn't get what he want. He wanted short, blonde, brunette, petite. She's like, I am none of those things. Yada yada yada. Basically, she politely called him a liar.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what it was. And he really had no comeback from what I remember. But he's very forgettable, so you might have to like talk about him.
He was a mess, a whole mess. And then what killed me was he sat down there and said that he came back because he had hope. And John said, "Hope for what?" And he then says, "I don't know." Stop lying. Stop lying. But then again, I heard some gutter talk about her.
Oh, I saw
She's a
that.
she's a CEO, but a lot of like I guess bankruptcy stuff is going on. Um I sent you the stuff about the girl that got hurt who was under her
Yes.
employ.
Hmm.
I think she came on this show to boost her business or businesses. I don't think she ever had any liking for him. And he obviously didn't have any liking for her, but she know how to play the game. He don't. And there's an interview with, I think it's a Current Affair Australia, where they went to her house. She lives by the river in a remote area. It's a beautiful home. She does nothing but all of her artwork and paintings. This woman got money. This woman
Yes.
got money, and she went on there for her businesses. That's it.
Agreed.
I think Tim came back because he thought that either he could get over on her or the production company said, "Come back so that we could kick your ass one last time."
And you get paid.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're going to give him the the whole payment, but both of them
Mm.
did vote to leave. And I think that was the end of the commitment ceremony. And then we go on to episode 10. And it's intimacy week. The couples are receiving their envelopes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna start this off. When I watched this, I was like, am I too old and experienced for this? Because the way that some of these people were acting, I was like, y'all know nothing.
Mm.
Like
Well,
just some of the amateur hour stuff I saw, I was like, okay. And this is where my question about Korea and Paul come into play, by the way.
oh, well, let's just get this out of the way. At the very top of the episode, um, Jake is packed, all his bags, and he's like, deuces, I'm out of here. I lost my trust with you. I'm not staying. I'm going home. So, with him breaking contract and leaving, this automatically removes Ashley. So, she is gone as well. So, bye bye. And then we go to Alessandra's workshop, her intimacy week workshop, where she calls all of the girls together to give them their assignment. And basically, it's to do something. The task is what to do something like your perfect date
Your fantasy date.
your fantasy date, and it has to be all about you. And um, what'd you think about this?
A mess. Okay, I'm just dive right in. I'm gonna start with Karina. Okay,
Karina?
I
Okay.
like that her. I like the fact that I think it was she and Jamie went to the lingerie
Mhm,
shop together. They're really fun. I really really like them. Those two, especially their
mhm,
friendship. They're great. Now this is where my tinfoil hat comes on because Karina's like, I'm gonna like take control. Mostly, I'm mostly submissive in my past relationships, but this is about my fantasy and blah 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 blah. Right? Okay,
mhm,
let me set the picture for you. Now you're used to being submissive, right? But you want to be
mhm,
dominant. You
mhm,
want to be dominant with a man you just met for the alleged second time, and the alleged first time when y'all just went on a hike and he ghosted you. But you want to be you're so comfortable with this man after maybe 10 days that you want to take
mhm,
the dominant role and pour Nutella chocolate on his nipples and suck it off and drink
mhm,
wine off his chest. Um, Most people I
mhm,
know who are new to each other don't like dive in that deep doing that much after 10 days.
mhm,
Which is why this leads me to believe that either y'all were still in a relationship up until the show, or y'all
mhm.
plotted together to get on the show and be matched together somehow.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
I kind of agree with what you're saying, but where I'm having a problem with it is her use of the word dominant, because what she shouldn't have said dominant. She should have just said, I want to take the initiative. Because
True.
what she displayed to us in the picture is her initiating the act. And he had to lay back there and not, take over. So when I hear the word dominant, I'm thinking of something totally different.
Same.
This is not dominant. This is you initiating the act and him laying back and letting you play.
Right. Because when I think dominant, this is okay. Cover your ears if you're not used to this kind of like commentary. But when I think dominant, I think you dressing him up in head to toe leather latex, where only
Mm-hmm.
you can see his eyeballs, with
Mm-hmm.
him strapped to the bed, both hands and both feet. I mean, that's just how I envision it. Him
And
laying his
her
bag.
pegging him right after.
That's Debbie's
Because if
idea
we are
about,
doing dominant and a female dominatrix, she's going to be pegging him.
and I ain't seen Ned Heel either. But I digress. So I agree with you. I would go with more initiative than
Mm-hmm.
dominant. But again,
Yeah.
even doing that kind of stuff with the Nutella on the, like, you real familiar with his nipples and what he likes. So that gives me pause the fact that this is a quote unquote new relationship, if you know what I mean.
So she knows that she likes to lick Nutella off of his nipples, but she doesn't know enough to go and heat that shit up into the in the microwave so it don't look like a spoonful of doo doo.
I was gonna, yeah, that's what I was gonna leave that to you.
Okay. All right. So who do you want to go at next?
Jamie and Dave were real simple. She came out her little robe, looking real good in that red lingerie, and he's like, "Okay, y'all leave now," and just picked her up and threw her, and took her to the bedroom. She was happy.
Okay, so you went through that way too fast, but here
Oh, sorry.
is the little
Go ahead.
snippet
I mean,
that
it
it
wasn't
was
much
it was
there.
so quick because she opened up the jacket and he was like, "Everybody, get out!"
Yeah, exactly.
And this is him taking her to the bedroom, and they are done. They are done. It was very successful, and the next morning she was like, "Am I walking bow-legged?" You gotta love these two. All right, so who's next?
Who is next? I think it was Sierra and Billy, I believe.
Did I get a
Yes.
picture of them? Yes, I did. Oh wait,
Okay.
stop. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Pray for me. Just
Mm-hmm.
pray for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Billy just irked the ever living shit out of me. And here's why. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
start with the fact that he he tries to portray himself as a nice guy, and that's fine. Now, I would believe you when you're trying to say that like you're trying to be respectful of her, like
Mm-hmm.
you guys have already had sex, you
Mm-hmm.
can do all of that. You're trying to go deeper, sir. If that were the full case, you would not have like jumped on her night two. Shut up. I did not like that. Now, let's go to the intimate part where she set up a nice little thing. She wanted a massage. She wanted to encourage him to touch her in a massage because she was walking around him naked, whistling and doing cartwheels, and that didn't do nothing for him. He wasn't touching her then, so she's trying to make him do more. And I like that. Here's
Mm-hmm.
why I had a real issue with him. And I want your thoughts about this. Ladies, you too. Were any of you offended when he just threw that baby oil on her back?
Yeah, I thought that was stupid. Um,
Like,
it was like he
okay,
didn't even want to get near to her because he was so far back. He was just like tossing the oil at her.
and just not even putting his hand up to whatever, but just threw it out the bottle. I was like, oh, you could,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm gonna give you a little grace by not taking the baby oil and heating it up in the microwave, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna give you some grace. But you didn't even have the wherewithal to put the baby oil in your hand and like rub your
And warm
hands
it up.
together in
Yeah.
your hands, and I was just like, oh, and why was he rubbing her like he was sanding a piece of wood?
Isn't he a plasterer? So
I
that's what he
guess.
was doing. He was smoothing her down. That's it.
Oh, oh, I was offended for her skin,
Uh-huh.
and
Because
it
it
was
was
that.
rough. It was
Yes,
rough. You were hearing the friction.
and it was at that point I was like, Sierra, I understand why you cheated. Go ahead. At that point, I was like, I wish it wasn't with Adria, but hopefully it was his twin. But
Mm-hmm.
go ahead. I see why. Because you walking around naked in front of him, he's not touching you. You set up something where he has to touch you. He don't want to touch you. But they have the nerve to sit there in the men's like workshop and say, and his talking head that I really want I really want to have sex with Sierra. I'm really attracted to her, but she's walking around naked, and the massage sucked. And here's a little tidbit. I know I'm jumping ahead, but I think it's
Mm-hmm.
important. Alessandra told him what Sierra had said in their workshop, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, she was warning him, like, you might want to do something. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, how you gonna sit up there and say if Alessandra tells you to take more initiative that you need to do this for her? How are you gonna say like, oh yeah, I'm very confident that we'll be having sex again in a couple of days. That is the wrong answer, sir. You were supposed to go take that information Alessandra gave you and go home and wear her out real quick, um, just to make sure she's good because
Mm.
Mama's is not happy.
Mm.
Mama's, I'm like, oof, no, a couple of days.
But I do believe, like, I kind of want to be on Billy's side for this because Billy said I've been in relationships where I've had sex too quickly and they've fallen apart. I want to get a chance to know her. I was on board with that, but it
Nope,
doesn't seem like he's getting to know her though.
nope. And also, you already slept with her. Next,
I think
stop
that was
it.
a mistake because remember, she's like, I saw Billy's Billy or his Willie or whatever, and it's
Yeah.
big. I wonder if he heard that and felt objectified.
Shut up. I don't believe that for a minute.
I think he pulled back because he thought he was doing the same thing like what he normally does, have sex the first night you meet somebody.
Okay, but then if you're feeling that way, it's your responsibility as a semi grown man to tell her, look, I blew you back out the first night. I've made the
Mhm.
mistake of moving too fast with the females, and all we did was wear out mattresses. I'm not. I like you a lot, and I'm trying not to do that to you. And then
Mm.
you let the woman tell you at that point how she feels about
Mhm.
the pace of play. And then she says like, I understand, I appreciate you
Mhm.
telling me this, but like Alessandra said, you could get to know her and still have some
Mhm.
coochie coo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's see, communicate with Sierra how you're feeling and let her dictate the pace of play from there.
Mhm. Mm. Yeah, I don't think these two actually talk at all. And it's something that she says in the dinner party episode, which shocked the shit out of me. But we'll leave that for till tomorrow. So who do you want to talk about next?
Okay, so Tony and Morena. Now,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I thought she did a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
She looked at the way she approached him in the beginning segment about like wearing a small leaf and doing this and that.
Mm-hmm.
She was doing what she normally does, and then she kicked him out. Okay, but what she prepared for him was, I really thought was really really nice. She
Mm-hmm.
looked at real good in her robe and lingerie. I
Mm-hmm.
felt she was over talking a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but she kind of pulled back, and it was a nice time. He did a very nice painting. He explained it to her. He apologized to her for like kind of letting her down, and
Mm-hmm.
she was receptive. And it's interesting, when they were talking about the painting,
Mm-hmm.
she kind of let the conversation breathe a little bit. She would say something, that it was a flow to that conversation. They were laughing, and he gave her
Mm-hmm.
a hug and a little kiss. Like, he know he wanted that right then and there. He know she looked at real good, but he kind of like held himself back a little bit. And fast forward to the men's workshop. He's like, I'm not the most romantic guy. He's like, I'm not used to
Mm-hmm.
these things. I'm like, okay, another piece of the puzzle. And for him, being comfortable is the most important thing. For her, for Miranda, it's the most important
Mm-hmm.
for her to be heard. So it's with them, it's going to be a balance between him being comfortable and her pulling back. She can still
Mm-hmm.
speak, but allow him to be comfortable in the conversation. And he's comfortable. He's comfortable in the conversation when there's like a flowy back and forth and a funness.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's a little. You pointed out, the chat pointed out, she's a little high strung. If she could dial that back a little bit, so he's comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
they could be a powerhouse couple.
I don't
I
think
do think
so.
that.
I don't think so. And I'm
No.
using what I know in the coming episodes, which has changed
Oh.
my mind against her.
Okay.
Um, but this was a nice scene, and it's because she allowed him to talk. There was fun banter between the two of them, and even in this scene, it was hard for her to listen to what he said because
Yes, it was.
he said to her, her eyes were sad, but he wanted to make her smile like her smile. So the eyes, he admits to playing a part in her sad eyes in addition to her previous experience. But he hopes that he makes her smile. He wants to keep her smiling like how he sees her smiling now. Now he said that, and she's like, I don't understand what you said about my eyes. Like, girl, listen, listen. She's so focused. Like, I've never seen somebody know so much about therapy, but needs therapy the most, if that makes sense.
Oh no, I got you.
She's irritating, but I'm still wondering if her behavior is because of what she found out on the wedding day. That's all I'm concerned about. But they had a successful task. It was nice. And what I did notice in all of these scenes is that production provided everything,
Hmm.
because each and every one of them had the same little tea candles. It was annoying. Who's next?
Okay, Jeff and Ree were really easy. They both like
Mm-hmm.
Japanese food, sushi, recreating
Mm-hmm.
their wedding dance. He didn't drop her. Game over. Ta-da. Next.
Oh, you didn't even let me get this shit up.
Sorry.
Here it is. This is their dinner, and I thought this was sweet because
It was.
it was what they used to go out for Asian fusion or something like that when they were dating the first time. And I had to grab the dinner. It was nice. It looked good.
It
And
did.
then
But
another part of
I'm trying not
their
to get too
night. Hmm?
I'm trying. Sorry, I'm trying not to get invested in this couple because I like them. So I'm not trying to get my hopes up too far for them. I'm just
I
keeping
don't
it at an
know.
even pace because I do like them as a couple, and I want them to work, but
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna get my hopes up with them. So I'm just that's why they're like their stuff is lighthearted and fun, and it's really sweet. But I I think to me, they're in the dating phase versus the marriage phase, which I like, and I hope it keeps going. But I want to see progression now. I'm with Ree on this one.
I think that there is progression, and here's why. Her date was the most meaningful out of all of them. There was a lot of symbolism in it because she referenced back to when they were a booty call, and they did more than just booty call. They went out to dinner together. That's something that a couple does. They have a favorite food which they share. And then the dance. She wanted to redo their wedding dance because they couldn't do it at the actual wedding because of her dress. And he did it. And production is so fucking shady by telling him to dip her, and he didn't drop her. I love it. But I thought that their task was the most intimate. And then the touching is like he's getting the what she wants. He is touching her, he is caressing her. um I think they kiss more. Like, I he's doing it, but he's doing it at a slow pace, not to scare her off, because he is cognizant of her saying once they do it, they're going to fizzle out just like last time. So I liked their six. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. All right, so who's next?
Who's left? Was it Jackie and
Um,
Ryan? Jackie and Ryan that are left? Yeah.
Jackie and Ryan and uh Athena and Adrian.
We could do Athena and Adrian because there was nothing there. I Let me know
Hmm.
if you found some with them.
Hmm.
So
I
all I saw was game night.
But here's the thing though. I think I think she realizes, like, this is the dawn of her realizing who this man is, because it
Mm.
would have been so easy for her to go down to the sex shop. I think she did go to the sex shop with Reed. Was it Reed? Who was with Reed at the sex shop?
It had to be 'cause it was Jackie and Karina.
Or was
Uh
that
no, no,
Sierra?
no, no. It was Sierra and Karina. No, it was Jamie and Karina.
Jamie
I
and
think it was
Karina.
I think it was Sierra. 'Cause I remember Sierra walking.
Anyway,
Yes, it was Sierra, and
it was
uh
Sierra.
it
So
was
we didn't
Sierra.
see her do anything, right?
Oh, we did. Remember they played the board game?
No, but like the pre, before the actual date, she didn't go out any with anyone, did she?
Who? It was blah, 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 blah.
Athena.
It was Athena and Sierra because they went to the shop
The two
together.
of them were at the shop together,
Yes, and remember they were
and
talking
she
about
didn't
the
get
cups.
anything but a game.
Correct.
I think she's pulling back on the sex. She's waking
Really?
up. She's waking up because she does everything for this man in the apartment. And she got the game to see how he would interact with her, even though it's probably from the sex shop. But he was not into that at all. He thought it was stupid. He was putting his foot on her. Like, she's waking up, because if she went to the sex shop and she didn't come back with a ball gag or something like that, she came back with this, which will force him to interact and talk with her. She's smarter than we think. She's smarter than we think. She's slow to the giddy up, but she's coming to her senses. Like, she's no longer digmatized. That's my opinion.
I can go with hey, 'cause I thought it was very tame. I'm like a board game, really?
She's pulling back. And you'll see in episode 11 and 12, she's pulling back and she's
Okay.
speaking up more.
Yeah, I didn't watch that far just for that purpose. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
keep it to this because I know I
Yeah,
was like if I saw
this
11 and 12, I know I would skip clean over 9 and 10.
No, but this is why I was like, why is she the only one that it isn't like interactive in some, it's not intimate, it's nothing. It's nothing. Even Tonya Morena was more intimate than this.
Agreed.
Right? So then next up, we got oh my god, these two bobos. She took him shopping. So she went with Ryan to the lingerie shop. They had a private session. He helped her pick out the outfit. And then they get back home and she's like, okay, you have to make me feel like I'm the most beautiful girl in the world. And he's like, no. And she's like, you could at least try to make up for what happened with the photo ranking. She keeps going back to that. And he's like, no, I'm not doing that. We keep going back. No, I'm not telling you that you're pretty because it would be a lie. I'm not ranking you different because it'd be a lie. And I'm like, Ryan, this was supposed to be about her. He does
Right.
not know how to be in a relationship. He just doesn't.
Okay, here's what I would have done, and I want to know your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts about this. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
if I were in Ryan's position, now Ryan's not young. He's like what 36. Okay, in
Mm-hmm.
his position, what I would have done, knowing what she was looking for,
Mm-hmm.
I would have stood there with my champagne and be like, okay, I'll be like, okay, okay, babe, let me see what we working with here. And when she came in, I'm like, you know what? Damn, you look real good. You look gorgeous. We'll take it. How about you go try on another one? And I made her do another one. Like, oh, this is better than the last one. Okay, we gonna take that one too. I
He's
didn't make
not
her.
capable of that, though. What did he
I'm just
tell
saying.
her? Yum, snack. I want to put my hands somewhere.
Yes, I know. I'm just saying what I would have done in his
Yeah.
position. And basically, I made her try on 7 lingerie, one for each day. That way, she understood, babes. This is what we doing every day. I will compliment you every day. Blah blah blah. I have done all the things to make it to fulfill the challenge and make her happy. That's all she wanted, and it was really really simple. It
Mm-hmm.
was really really simple. But he wanted to be right in the situation. He felt like if he had done what she had asked, he would be giving into her demands. When the challenge was to make it was her fantasy, and if her
Yeah.
fantasy is to be adored more, it's not hard.
No. But he couldn't even get that. And she was telling him, but it's supposed to be about me. And this is
Yes.
what I want. And this is what I want you to say. I know it doesn't have to be the truth, but just say it. She
Right.
was begging and he just couldn't do
He
it.
wouldn't. He no. He wouldn't do it. He could do it. He would. He just refused to do it. There's a difference, in my opinion.
Correct. You are right. You are right. But it just makes him look worse to me.
Oh yeah, same.
Oh my god. These two are so mind numbing. Hi, Marsha E. Okay, okay,
Yeah, snack, snack.
And she's like, no, no, not snack. I'm the most beautiful girl in the world. Just give it to her. If you don't want to hear her talk, just give it to her.
He's like, oh, I just mean you look yummy. And she just dropped her head like, no.
Oh my god. Oh, I didn't download. Oh my god. Did y'all notice Morena when production is so shady?
Oh, Tracy.
Mm,
I think Tracy hit the nail on the head on this one.
if you don't
No,
care, this is what you get. She was feeding him
yes,
the words. Yes. Yeah. He doesn't care enough to do that for her.
nope.
But I also think he doesn't have the capability or the understanding to be in a relationship. That's why he's 36 and single and probably whacking off to the computer with all of his incel buddies online. So it like he comes across very weird, not empathetic, not reading the room, not caring about his partner. Like everything that he exposes about being a warrior and protecting his woman, he does nothing but attack her
And leave
daily.
her, and leave her exposed to the rest of the world. Let's not forget
Exactly.
that.
Is she the best? No, by no means, because she needs absolutely too much validation. Um, but I think she knows how to be in a relationship more than he does, because I think if you blew smoke up her butt on a daily basis, she would be the best person ever and would be giving like everything that he says that she doesn't do in future episodes. You know, I think she could be manageable if you just told her she was pretty. She's a former beauty queen.
That's all she. That's all she wants too. That's all she wants is like,
Yeah.
tell me my hair looks good. I'm like, okay.
But like these two should not be together. They really shouldn't. It's
Nope.
god awful to watch and it's painful. Um let's bring this down. I think we went through everybody. They're just and they ended off the episode, episode 10, Jackie and Ryan, and it was just pathetic. But did you notice that Morena has the hugest corn on her foot, on her toes, and production zoomed in on it. I had a picture of it, but I lost it because my computer restarted. And then she, Jackie was complaining about wearing shoes in the apartment from day one, and she does nothing but wear shoes in the apartment. Jackie, stop. Jackie, stop. A beauty queen in Whoville. Oh my God, Tracy. Yes, she's a resident of Whoville for sure. Okay, y'all, we've kept you here long enough. This was episode 9 and 10 of season 12 of Married at First Sight Australia. Join us back here tomorrow, and we'll go over episodes 11 and 12. And we have a dinner party, y'all. We have a dinner party. And it is uber, uber, uber messy. Yes, Marsha E. It no, not her bunion. It was her, not her. It was the right foot, not the big toe. The toe that's next to it, the second toe, right on the side was a huge corn. And I was like, why are they showing this woman's busted feet? Because the bunion was bad enough. Bunion was bad enough. But the corn had its own zip code. The corn had its own zip code. And I'm like, you should get those taken care of. Because if we see in one, I'm sure she's hiding more on the other foot. Ew. Ew, ew. But anyway, guys, Jamal's got to go back to work, and so do I, because my computer was giving me problems today. So I've got a lot of work to catch up on. But we'll see you all tomorrow. Is that a deal? Bring your
Yes.
notes. Episode 11 and 12. All right, Jamal, any final thoughts in this episode?
No, the mess just keeps on coming, and we're only at episode 11 and 12. Like, we have like what 30 more episodes to go. What they just gonna keep just giving. This is hilarious.
It is. It's a sweet treat. I will say that. But guys, see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Don't forget to give us a little thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Until then,
Yep. Bye.
bye.